All right, guys, we're out at the farm for a special review. Hey, dude. Come here. Come here. We're for a special review. Can you place? Place? This guy. This guy his name is Duo, and he is so muddy, and he is my favorite little boy. Okay, good boy. Oh, thank you. But, realistically, what we came out here to look at is this Bushmaster. As you can tell, it's a little bit dressed up. I wanted to make kind of a, I don't want to call it a clone, but I would call this, Black Hawk Down inspired. I think it's the 727 rifle. I don't really know. I'll hit some annotations on to some links for what I'm talking about to those that aren't really familiar. But this is, and again, I don't know the Bushmaster model. We're all clear here. I don't know the model, but it's the only one that had the A2 carry handle. So it's a fixed carry handle, carbine length gas, and an M4 profile barrel. The only thing that's not stock as it comes is obviously Picatinny rail for the carry handle. This is a Vortex strike fire. Wanted something that kind of looked like the old school aim points without being very expensive. Brownell's car style stock, and I think this is maybe double stars car style skinny handguards. The handguards that come on it are actually skinny handguards already, but I wanted something that I could paint and chop up. Put a field expedient A2 grip on it. This is a knockoff Surefire. I think this is like Farm Soldier, whatever. I'll put a link to my website down below with the links to all this stuff, since I don't want to link them on YouTube. But that's it. I don't have any experience with this gun. I got it. I rattle canned it like I do just about everything. And now we're out here to see how it shoots. So 5.56, 16-inch barrel, chrome lined everything. I will say that this has the worst trigger of any of my rifles. And it hurts my feelings because this is one of the few factory rifles that I have. I've only got a couple factory ARs, and this trigger is abhorrent. This is a little tight. Brand new ARs sometimes can be tight. I mean, I will say that there's no wobble. There's no wobble in the receivers for these guys, but hit it with a little CLP just for storage, and it looks like these guys were staked pretty good, gas key staked, if that's something that means something to you. This thing is very stiff. Oi, dude, hey, dude, bud, can you watch out? Hey, watch out. Dude, can you get behind me? Good boy, good boy. All right, yeah, you're good. You're good. Shots in 239. So, right up front, do I recommend the Vortex strike fire? No, I don't. It's because of the frequency of the emitter. And I don't know if it might just be me, but when I look at the dot, I don't see a solid dot, I see it flashing. And that has nothing to do with astigmatism, or it has nothing to do with my eyes. It has it's kind of like frame rate. I just see the dot pulsing. Diamond Dog's good and out of the way. And we're running tool ammo, 55 grain steel stuff. Ew. Uh-oh. You pull something, you gotta poop. All right, so center target. Center target, 5 rounds, tool ammo, 55 grain, steel cased, trash. Yikes, not good. This trigger is abhorrent. So the trigger is terrible. I can feel it, like when I'm pulling it, I can feel the rifle just like shuddering and just like moving. I can like hear it through the stock. It's so creaky. This trigger is not good. I cannot. It is the worst AR trigger that I've ever used. So we'll go bottom left. This is Wolf 55 grain brass case, Wolf Gold. All right, so I got Duo here with me, checking targets. So here we are. This is that tool ammo, 55 grain, and as you can tell, it's pretty big, pretty opened up. This is 3.5. Okay, so center to center, maybe 3.25 inches. Now this is at 50 yards, and I thought that was bad, but I wasn't too mad at it until I actually saw this, which is my second group. This is Wolf Gold, and again, this is at 50. So sorry for the shaking. Again, this is at 50, so it's not incredible, but we really are right at an inch at 50, and realistically, I would feel comfortable. I'd feel super comfortable with that. Yeah, so it's right at an inch at 50, which if you wanted to say that's 2 MOA, you wouldn't be too far off. Okay, so I've still got a little more shooting to do, but I figured this was a good time to take a break, being as I was given an opportunity to take a break. I had Jehovah's Witnesses drive up and oh. You okay, bud? You need some water? But I had some Jehovah's Witnesses roll up in a Honda Odyssey, give me a little boop boop, give me a little beep on the horn to talk to me. And no matter what your religious affiliation is, we can all really agree that it was pretty bold of a Jehovah's Witness to roll up heavy and interrupt my range day. Morty. But beyond all that, I can go ahead and give you the high notes and the highlights, close out my kind of tabletop on this Bushmaster, give you the highlights of what happened today. This Bushmaster, so again, Bushmaster A2 upper, field expedient A2 foregrip, vertical foregrip, Vortex strike fire. This gun's fun. It's super fun. It's got Mogadishu written all over it. And it's got a bunch of attitude. It functioned reliably, and it shot pretty good groups with Wolf Gold. It did not shoot groups. It did not shoot good groups with steel case tool ammo. These groups were not good. These groups were perfectly fine. So obviously it's a keeper. And I think I've shot it enough today to like it enough to go through the effort to make it a shooter, to make it really good. And what I think that means to me is I want to leave the cardstock. I want to leave the A2 grip. I want to leave this carbine length amalgamation up front because I think it's super fun. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch this light out because this tape switch is busted. This is a knockoff light. I recommend it for looks. I recommend it for airsoft. I don't recommend it for anything that is going to see any serious use. And I think that's the only thing holding me back. Honestly, the Vortex Strike Fire is not holding me back for leaning this against my bedroom door and putting it into service, if I may. But this is probably going to get us a Streamlight ProTac rail mount, and I think I'm going to go with probably a LaRue. LaRue has had some pretty good price triggers as of late. I think you can get their two-stage, one of their two-stage triggers for about $80 now. I think I'm going to go that route. I've never really goofed with a bunch of two-stage triggers or aftermarket triggers. I've always just kind of picked my kind of quality mil spec triggers, and I've never had any issue with it. This one I have an issue with. I have a big issue with it. This trigger is awful. I cannot overstate that. This trigger is awful. I don't know if you can really appreciate this, but creep, breaks. It's stacked. It just stacks and stacks and stacks, and it's probably a 11-pound, 14-pound trigger. See if I can get any stat or creep, a third creep, the coveted third creep. And it's bad. The reset's fine. I love the reset on a mil-spec trigger. Boom, it's huge, it's heavy. This thing's not going off unless you want it to. So if you were looking for something to hand a new shooter or a child, if the child could pull it without breaking their poor little fingers off. Let's try this one more time. Creep. Two creeps. It's terrible. I can't say enough bad things. So, trigger's getting replaced. Front light getting replaced. I'm keeping this mount. It looks dope. I'm keeping it. This is going to go away. This may make its way on something else because there's nothing wrong with it. It may make its way onto another gun. But I like this gun enough. It's going to get a Trijicon ACSS, the 1.5, the little 1.5 with the fixed carry handle mount. That's what's going to get, and this is going to be dope. And I'm going to shoot it all the time, and I'm going to love it, and that's perfectly fine. And that is that. Again, I'm going to hit a couple more, get a couple more reps in, but other than that, that's the end of the review. Do I recommend this gun? Depends. Is it your only gun? Are you ever going to put optics on it? If you're ever going to put optics on it, no, the carry handle's too high. Is it your only gun and you're never going to put optics on it? Maybe. It's fun enough. I'd probably go with a mid-length. I would definitely go something with a better trigger. Do you want like a 727 or something close to that Black Hawk Down clone? This is a great place to start. This is the best place to start, in my opinion. Getting a Colt is fine, but there's no reason to. If you're not going full 100% clone correct, this is a great place to start. The Bushmaster. No problem.